105 North Avenue, 52.
Prepare to be fucked by the objects of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Toy.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
Hello, I am Officer Grant.
How are you, Grant?
Hello.
You having a normal one?
Yeah. I'm doing.
Let's give a thank you to our guest from last week, Tristan A. Smith. Thank you, Tristan. And let's give a warm welcome to a brand new guest to the program.
Tell me more.
That's right, Grant. I'm talking about Shawn Chatfield of Mega64.
Oh, no.
How are you, Shawn?
Hi, hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So,
I feel like maybe, I don't know if this happened for you, Shawn, but I think like a lot of times we're setting up the gear beforehand, shooting the shit. It's very low key. And then you just like hit the gas, start the podcast.
yeah.
One of us just starts screaming.
You just start
Yeah.
screaming and then like kind of catches everyone off guard and you don't really know what's going on and you weren't
Right.
prepared,
Well,
and I wasn't prepared. I'll be honest with you. When this podcast started, I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now, but I wasn't then.
And that's exactly why I do that. I know, back in the day when people commuted to jobs, they're falling
Right.
asleep in the car, they're out of coffee. They got to hear me screaming on the speakers to wake them up.
Yeah.
And then I gotta pull it back down. See, that's where it's the symbiosis of the show.
Right.
That's where that takes place, is you do the screaming, and I just sort of relax it
Right.
back in.
You start with the highest of highs and then you move to the lowest of lows and everywhere in between is the rest of the show.
Right.
That's the philosophy here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring you down straight into the dirt.
Yeah.
Roll around a little bit.
Everybody likes to get a little dirty now and again. So, Shawn, like I said, you are a member of Mega64. If you don't know what Mega64 is, you've been living under a dang rock. You guys have been going for almost 20 years, I want to say at this point, right?
Yeah, this is
Like,
our 18th year. So if this
That's so
company was a
crazy,
person,
man.
we could vote and smoke cigarettes. So that's pretty cool. Pretty
But
cool.
not drink. Well, depending on the state.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you drink in some states in 18? I thought it was only 21.
I think in like Wisconsin for a while it was 18,
I
but they
think
might have
used to
bumped
be,
it up.
It used to be at
Yeah.
one point. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know like my parents used to talk about driving up to Wisconsin
Right.
to drink when they were like under 21. And
It
Yeah.
seems
I
like
can't
that's
do-
the only thing Wisconsin would have going for it. So it makes sense to me if they do that.
Oh, yeah.
That and I think lax drunk driving laws.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come for the cheese, stay for the underage drinking.
Yeah.
Right. That's the motto of Wisconsin, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, 18 years, man. I've been watching you guys for probably just about that long too. I was a wee
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
preteen,
Right.
I believe, when I found you guys off a message board, got into the videos, and been a fan ever since.
Well, dude, thank you very
And-
much. And, also for sticking with us. I mean, that's a long time. People's humor changes over that amount of time. So the fact that you're still here that's pretty nuts.
That's true, and I mean, like the fact that you guys are all still working together over that time is like pretty incredible too. Shawn, I wanted to ask you. You guys have done so many videos, and again, for those who are not in the know, shame on you. But the Mega64 boys like to it's sort of jackass style public prank stuff, dressing up as video game characters, and kind of not causing massive havoc, but definitely causing some interesting or uncomfortable situations over the years,
but the fun, endearing kind, not the Logan Paul sort.
Exactly. No, you guys. You guys are classy. You're from an age of the internet where you didn't have to resort to like storming the Capitol for fucking views.
We don't need to find and film a dead body. You know, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, you're above that. I think that's fair to say. But over the years, what are some of your favorite roles in these videos? I know you've been Link from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
You've been Captain Bosch from Final Fantasy 12.
Right. Yeah. You know, whenever I'm out in public, like, I will be honest with you, most of the times I haven't even played the game of what I'm doing. You'll find this is a theme of my career. We'll get into this later. I don't even know what I'm doing most of the time. They just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Obviously Zelda, Link, I know that. But like, like Captain Bosch, I never played that game before. And Rocco just showed me like a video of it. And he's like, this is what you got to do. So I just, went for it, And whenever I'm out in public, I just like to be the generic guy who no one suspects will be crazy. And then like, like kind of maybe like Oregon Trail, where it's like, I just look like a cowboy or, kind of just like, and all of a sudden, then I put on a show. Like when you show up in the Captain Bosch outfit, everyone knows from the get-go, like, oh, this is a bit. This guy's going to do something here. I like to just be like to blend in with the public until the cameras are rolling and then unleash whatever I'm about to do.
It's like reverse method acting.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like in the videos, maybe if you blend in a little bit more, I feel like that almost gets more of a reaction out of people. And the reason I brought up the Final Fantasy 12 one is because that's a video I have seen like a million times where that guy in the parking lot confronts you for talking to his family. And it's like genuinely scary.
It is. And I will tell you that was literally the first thing we filmed for that video.
God.
And that's why we're that far in the parking lot. Like the plan was to go up into the store. But like, I'm like, I'll just say hi to people on the way, from the car. And that guy was like right next to our car. And he said he was going to hit me. And then if you watch the video, I look at the camera and break character and laugh because I was so stoked that we already had the ending. Like I knew the second that he was that way, I'm like, oh, dude, we got it. Like this video already rules and we just started.
And I think that's a sign of like a great project is when you get that first really good footage from something and you're like, honestly, I got this. Work around this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And I was speaking of the Zelda video, or at least one of them, you got to meet Shigeru Miyamoto of Nintendo.
Yeah. Which was, I don't get starstruck usually, but I've just seen that guy's face in so many different places, for my whole life. And when we got to meet him, it was kind of a whirlwind where like we weren't sure we were going to make it work. And it was like a whole thing of like, is he actually going to be in a film with us? I don't know. Well, we have to get down here just in case. So get in costume just in case. And then like, okay, here he is, and go film it. And then like, I think we were together filming that video for 3 minutes total. And then it was like, oh, he's got to go for a meeting. And say, okay, thanks a lot. And that was it. So it was such like a quick turnaround that like after it happened, I was like, what the fuck did we just do? That was nuts. Super cool though. Really nice guy, but it was just so crazy just to
I should hope so.
Yeah.
That would crush me if he wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's true. It also like it couldn't have worked out better for us because that was the first year we wanted to get a guest for these videos. We used to do videos for the Game Developers Conference, and they would have like their award show. And so like whoever was being honored with like the Lifetime Achievement Award would be in our video is what like our pitch was. We wanted that. And he was the first one we got. And so everyone after that, they couldn't say no because we got Miyamoto. And it's like, who the fuck am I? I can't say if Miyamoto did, I have to say yes, so then we start getting all those developers.
That's awesome.
That's a great strategy. But outside of the sort of public prank videos or whatever you would categorize them as, you guys do a lot of like sketch comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
And the last couple years, you've been doing a lot of these, I guess you want to call them recap, or at least like, I'll just say like one of your most famous video series was the Dragon Ball Z Frieza saga in 5 minutes live action.
Yes.
And then you guys followed it up with the Cell saga in 5 minutes live action, where you played Goku.
Right. And again, back to that theme, I've never seen an episode of Dragon Ball in my whole life.
Yeah. And that's, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that like, and also in those particular videos, I was in charge of making all of the costumes. So it was just like constant printing of like images and then making something, going to Rocco like, hey, does this look like something that, I don't know, is this an android? I don't know what that means, so.
Yeah. And
I do the prop work on those videos is like the greatest thing. Just
Thank you.
The shit where it's like Cell's absorbing one of the androids and it's like he's using like a vacuum cleaner tube or whatever, but then that turns into like a big thing, like a sleeping bag or whatever sort of thing, and it's just like, this is incredible to watch because it's like, this is what it would look like, more or less. Like,
and I honestly like that means a lot that you say that, because I am super proud of like, a lot of times I would just like aimlessly walk through Home Depot, like I need Cell's wings, what could that be? And then like he's like, I'm walking around, oh, these gutters, that will work, like it's just like,
right.
That's kind of my inspiration, is just to walk around hardware stores.
You never know what inspiration could hit you there. And we last time we had Derek on the show at one point, and we were talking about the Metal Gear Solid live action movie, or not movie, the video, because that was I think right around the time that came out.
Right.
And then recently, what I wanted to talk about the most was you guys put out Neon Genesis Evangelion in 5 minutes live action.
Yeah.
And
reception for that seemed to be overwhelmingly
awesome, like incredible video, like really awesome. And I remember I was at Game Days, which is, again, for those who don't know, like a kind of convention meetup you guys do. Every year.
I'm in November. When the world's not shut down, we will do it again.
Yeah, I was hoping to go. We were actually both hoping to get out there this year. I know I've been out there a few times. And then last year, or not, like the last one that you guys had, you showed a teaser trailer for the Evangelion in 5 minutes video, and I was like, oh man, I cannot wait for that. Last March, right before the pandemic, like literally days before, I was at your guys' studio doing the PPS with Garrett.
Oh, nice.
And he was kind of he was showing us around like the little mini Tokyo and the like the plug suit and everything.
Yeah.
We're having a little disaster outside, it sounds like. I think we're having an angel attack of our own here. Neo Chicago 3. Should we upgrade it to, I think after episode 200, we should name it Neo Chicago 3.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Update the lore a little bit.
Yeah, it needs it. Shake off some of the dust. Yeah.
And with the Evangelion video, you played the main character again, Shinji.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you're not an anime fan. And I if I recall correctly, I think at several points in time, you actually have gone on record to say you hate Evangelion.
I do, but I think it's I hate it for it's not fair to the anime that I hate it. I think it's all Rocco's fault. And Rocco is another member of Mega64 who is on record of like him and Garrett like love Evangelion.
Yeah.
Anime's never been a thing that interested me, which is, fine. I don't know. That's just not my scene. Whatever.
Sure,
I'm not against it. I just, never. My brother was one watching Dragon Ball, and I was like, I'm going to go outside. That was just, but not to. That's not a put down if you like Dragon Ball, though. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But
I can relate to that.
Yeah,
you're more of an outside guy, Grant. As opposed to,
I love going outside.
As opposed to the indoor Japanese cartoon guy.
It's perfect shorts weather outside right now.
Oh man.
I'm sure Dragon Ball fans love going outside too, but that's what I was doing in that moment. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, so he was like, "Hey, you don't watch anime, but this one is my favorite. Will you watch it? Would you watch this anime?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I don't give a shit, but sure, I'll watch it for you." And so, I'd watch an episode and come back and talk to him about it. And I just kept doing that, just being like, "Yo, okay, like, oh, this one was weird. Okay, whatever." And then after the show was over, I was like, "Yeah, dude, that ending was like, I don't know what the fuck I just watched. Like, that was like, I don't think it was good because it was so weird that like I didn't get any. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a common consensus.
Divisive.
Yeah, and so that was just whatever. And then it is kind of a infamous Mega64 moment that on the podcast after it was over, Rocco called me out saying I didn't realize a character died when so obviously I wasn't paying attention or so whatever, it was something like that, and was so pissed. I'm still mad about it. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, you go out of your way to watch something for somebody else, and then he kind of like quizzes you on it.
Quizzing me is one thing, but to like wait I said this thing wrong to him off camera, and he saved it and waited till we were live on our podcast to like call me out saying I didn't watch this piece of shit anime.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, so like it really stemmed from that, where it's like the anime was whatever, didn't really care for the ending at all. And then like on top of that, like I was like humiliated like live in front of people. And then I was like, all right, well, fuck this show forever then. And so that's kind of where my hatred really stems, of like something that I was like lukewarm on, and then, then I hated it.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, a very understandable reaction. KT Shane in the chat says, I had the same experience with a coworker in Game of Thrones. I said his coworker lent him the DVDs and quizzed him afterwards.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird.
not,
That is very
Weird.
Like freak behavior.
Yeah, that is a little something. Yeah.
Like there's something to making a joke about it, having a
Yeah.
laugh, but then it's like,
People are so territorial over, like, I watched a thing and I like it.
mhm.
It's just like, yeah, man, so does everybody.
And talk
Like,
about a bad ending.
Yeah. Jesus,
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, it's like, and I don't think Rocco was like giving me a whole quiz, but like I just mentioned this thing. He's like, oh yeah, when this person died, I was like, wait, what?
Mhm.
And that was it. Like, I don't know, like, but you don't see the person die on screen. You don't like, I guess they walk off and you hear a gunshot and then you're supposed to put that
Yeah.
together, because anime loves to do that, where it's like, oh, you figure this out for yourself. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I actually love in the video you had a nod to that.
We did.
Which like I laughed so hard at that point. But again, the video's amazing. You do a great job as Shinji, even if you may not be a fan of the source material. I thought you really killed it.
Thank you.
Did a good job encapsulating the whininess of Shinji, I feel like.
And and I will give Rocco credit again. Like he is the one who like, helped curate the script, and he was the one who was telling me like, you gotta be whinier. You gotta be a little whinier. And like,
Yeah.
I when we started doing this, I'm always a team player, I would like to think. And so it's like, you want to do Evangelion? Like, I don't care for it. It's a history with me, but yeah, whatever. We'll do it. I think people will like it. I know people love that show or the anime, so I will happily make something for them. Same with Dragon Ball. Like, yeah, it's not my thing,
Sure.
but I recognize it's a huge part of people's lives. So I'm happy to make something that people enjoy, I'm cool with that.
And that's what it's all about too.
Yeah.
And,
So, also, I think I'm a good thing to bounce like ideas off of, because it's like, oh, I don't know what this means, but I know it's funny, and like,
True.
this
Very
is funny,
true.
and I understand what's going on, and I don't know what this anime means, so that's good. It's a good sign. But yeah, so I lost my point. Damn it, it was a good one. Shit.
It happens all the time here anyway.
The theme of the show is just like,
What was I saying? Yeah.
It's not going to come back to me either. Like, I'm the kind of person where like once it's gone, it's never coming back. It's gone. So
Yeah, but if for some reason it does, feel free to let us know.
I'll interrupt you middle sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like, yo, it was this, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, please.
so Donald Trump's Twitter. Speaking of Donald Trump's Twitter, let's get to some show news? ?
Yes, let's.
Show news.
We're doing some Twitch streaming again. We took a break for a few weeks. Give us a follow over at twitch.tv/thoughtcops. We're playing whatever, really. Doing whatever we kind of feel like, hanging out, streaming. I know, Grant, you were streaming the other night.
Right. I don't remember what I was even playing. I
Good
just sort of
Lord.
bounced around to a couple different things. I finished Bug Fable, so I don't know what to do next anymore. Probably. I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild yet, and I need to beat Breath of the Wild.
Man,
so
how
I
long you
should
been
do
playing that
For 4 years.
You haven't beaten it yet?
No.
Oh my god.
Well, he's like, weren't you telling me?
I'm trying to 100% it, which is stupid.
Hey,
I mean,
I
it's
did
a
it.
massive game.
I'm
did?
pretty sure I 100% of that game. Besides the Karok seeds, I'm not getting all those.
No, fuck
Right.
that.
That's what everyone says. I've put in like 100 hours. I'm updating all the fucking equipment. I'm trying to
I
get
did
all
that.
those fucking dragon scales and
Yeah,
shit.
I
It's
got
just like-
I upped all the outfits to maximum. I did it. It
Yeah.
took forever, but yeah, I mean,
Yep. That's where I'm at.
all right. Did you do the
So you
Champions Ballad DLC?
No, I haven't
Uh-oh.
yet.
Oh,
See, there's more. It's like homework. This is why I can't beat this game. I need to commit to just playing this game anytime we stream.
I was going to say, yeah, that would be a great opportunity. So, like, next time it's Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Stephen King wrote 500 pages 500 pages, Jesus Christ. He wrote 500 words every single day. I'm going to stream 2 hours Breath of the Wild 2 times a week for the rest of my life.
And that could be your Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be my child orgy scene in the book It.
You know what? There's
I didn't have to bring that up, but
no, there's a reason it wasn't in the movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah, also to mention, we're putting up everything on YouTube as well. So if you're listening, you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, just give us a search on YouTube, follow us. Thought Cops, we got all kinds of episodes and extra video content on there that we've been putting out. We're going to be putting out a lot more highlights.
Re-educationing is going to be out soon.
That's right. Yeah, we got a new one in the bag coming up. Good old Zwick is working hard on that.
Right.
So look forward to it.
Probably. He probably just remembered that he has to do it, and he's probably like, oh shit, I have to do it.
Yeah. Well,
it's fine. It'll come out. It'll come out when it comes out.
Exactly. And you'll be there if you hit subscribe. You won't miss it.
Exactly.
Moving right along, though, to 2 Minutes of Hate. Of course, that very famous, very favorite segment of the show where we like to blanket punish all that annoying, random crap that we see on the internet every single day. Because, you know what? I tried to go a day without Twitter the other day.
How'd that go?
I almost made it, and I didn't get out. About 8 p.m., I was like, oh, man, I wasn't supposed to do this.
Oh, and then you were like, I missed all this great stuff the whole day, right?
Yeah, and it's like, this is just, I guess, content for the show, but also, a good portion of it is not even worth mentioning.
It's like, oh man, the day I tried to go without Twitter, they tried to overthrow the United States government. God damn it.
Right, and it was like on days like that, you can't not be on Twitter because you want to know what is happening.
What the fuck's happening, what to make out of any of it.
What was happening, that was crazy. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Twitter didn't open up any doors for me on that. It was just like, I still don't know what the fuck is going on, and I'm scared, but I'm in San Diego. I don't know why I'm scared over here, but what the fuck is happening?
True.
It's also like there's more and more stuff that's coming out. I saw some videos of like some of the videos people were putting up on like Parler, which like didn't make the rounds on Twitter, but then they started making the rounds on Twitter, and it's like, completely different angle. Like people like pepper spraying the police and like throwing things at the police and like all this shit you didn't see because
crazy.
It was on their phones and they uploaded it to their site, and it's like, oh, I haven't seen this yet.
I saw the one of like the woman with the blowhorn like putting like it in through the broken window, telling people where to go through like next. Like once you get past this door, then the offices are to your left. It was like fucking scary.
That's crazy, man.
It's like a video game.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Yeah, at first people were kind of making jokes because like this, we just saw like the 4 videos from the people like hanging from the balcony in like the Senate floor. They look at these dummies or whatever. But then it's like, people are in the back doing like scary, heinous shit.
Yeah, we just saw it from the outside.
Yeah, or the fact that like 5 people ended up dying, which is like, if you're at one of those things and one person dies, you're like, oh shit,
right?
Like. That's bad. Like
this
the
was
fact
a bad
that 5
idea.
people died. It was
and again,
sort of underplayed for a long time.
Worth mentioning the Naruto run around the Trump Tower.
0 deaths.
Event. 0 deaths, 1 arrest.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Grant was famously on record as saying,
you don't have to bring that up every time.
Okay. What did you say was the most intelligent protest of all time?
I don't recall. Council has advised me not to answer that question.
Okay, fair enough.
And I abstain from any 2 minutes of hate.
Yeah,
What's your 2 minutes of hate this week?
Let's move on to something a little more lighthearted. My 2 minutes of hate is actually a topic. It's actually a person I've already complained about on the show before, but he's up to no good and some new tricks. I'm talking about this fucking balloon guy.
Oh,
he's back. No. I don't know if Sean, I don't know if you've seen this guy on Twitter. He's sort of like this. He puts these inspirational phrases on this wall behind him made out of like big balloons.
Oh, dude, I have seen this guy.
And it's always like this sort of like milk toast, nothing. It's like, if you really wanted to help, there's like charities and all sorts of things you could be doing. And instead of just choosing to make this like weird photo op where it's like, how much money have you spent on these balloons?
It's so self-serving, and he always has some dumb smirk on his fucking face, and it's just like, yeah, man, you want to change the world, maybe donate to a charity, like you said. Don't make these balloon sculptures and then just try and get Instagram followers for it.
Yeah, that's the gross thing about it. It's like the same people who like go find a homeless person and give them like $1,000, and it's like, yeah, that's cool that you did that, but like you didn't have to film it, like.
I can one up that. Have either of you seen the photo of like a guy that bought a sandwich for a homeless person and then he like realized, oh, I forgot to get the photo op, so he had the guy hand him back the sandwich with the bite taken out of it?
No.
I swear to God, this is real.
Oh my God.
So it's like very clearly you don't give a fuck about these people. You just want the photo.
They're trying to like
Insane.
become the next viral thing of look at this guy. They always have like piano playing behind them, and it's like,
he
all right,
went
we're gonna
viral,
change this guy's
right?
day, and you know what? It's okay. It's gonna be okay, buddy. You know, look at the camera. Can you do that take again of saying thank you one more time? Thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is the same kind of thing this guy's about. Instead of balloons now, he's been getting weird with it. I think like around Thanksgiving, he took this weird picture where he had this like that canned cranberry sauce like rubber banded to his face, and it was like it was just like, why? First of all, he had one like last week where he was sitting in a bathtub filled with spaghetti.
What?
And meatballs, and it was just like it wasn't even like for anything in particular, but it was like he filled like his entire tub with like God knows how much spaghetti.
And again, he had the biggest smirk on his face, just like, yeah, I did this. And it's like, nobody cares that you did this. We all hate you.
And his newest offense may be his gravest. He got a sheet cake with you know, you can like put a picture on cake now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a screenshot of Donald Trump's suspended Twitter account, and he was like cutting a piece of cake,
smugly eating it,
smiling at the camera.
You know that when he thought of that idea, he's like, guys, I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
This is going to make the rounds. I know it.
They're going to print this up at me for the bakery. They're going to think I'm a hero.
Yep.
And
they're
the
going to put
internet
this
is
in the
going to love
paper.
me.
I'll be in all the papes.
Yeah, the internet's going to love me. Oops.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I think, you know Sarah Squirm, right, Grant?
Yeah.
She put up a post on Twitter that was very salient on the topic, which was, remember, I think we might have talked about it in an early Thought Cops episode with Tina Fey on SNL, where she's like, just ignore the news and like eat sheet cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and what is it about sheet cake that is just this like neoliberal like stance?
It's sheet cake, brunch, a couple other things, wine.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question. I have a lot to think about in the upcoming weeks.
If folks at home, if you know of any neoliberal cuisines, give us a call. 312-788-7361.
Somebody should open up like a restaurant, like I don't know what you would call it, like the I'll have to think about what
we'll workshop this. Yeah, we'll come back with this next time if we remember.
Yeah, we should just put that guy's like pictures all over the restaurant. You know, like by every table is a new picture of him with spaghetti or.
Right.
I think that's actually good punishment. Yeah, like put him like his picture all over like the bakery, the restaurant. We get cakes with his face on them.
And underneath the photos, it says, "This man is not welcome here."
So he, at first glance, he thinks he's a hero, and he's like, "Oh, and they even spelled it in balloons too."
It's food that's curated exactly to his tastes, and he's not allowed to eat there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Shawn, 2 minutes of hate. Anything you want to get off your chest? We're here for you.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, I have a lot of hate in my heart, so this was hard to pick one.
It's hard to narrow down. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone's ever done this before, but it drives me crazy. And maybe it's people I follow on Twitter, but I hate it when people post a one-word tweet. That is not content. And it's all the time where it's like, wow, crazy.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what you're watching or what you're doing. I don't know how I'm supposed to figure this out and like Like, what is this? And it's a lot of times it's sports people. Okay, I guess.
I was
like,
gonna say.
right, yeah.
or there's like political people too, where it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I can't think of it. It's just like, give me
Just
something, like, or link to an
caps.
article and
Fuck.
then say that, I guess. But like, even that point, like, just link to the article. I don't need your one word. Like, fuck off.
Right.
It's
just
like-
retweet it. Yeah.
They just think
Yeah.
we're in that same exact bubble, paying attention to all the same things in their life.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, though, Sean, that's actually a good point, because sometimes when I see people post things like "wow" or "holy shit," I go to the trending tab on Twitter because I'm like, okay, something must be happening
Gotta
that's
be one
vague
of
enough
these.
that I should know about. And typically,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Trump got COVID. That's
Yeah.
how I find out, is I see these people being vague, and I'm like, I better look at the news.
Right. And that's the thing, is you always have to like investigate it because you don't want to be missing out on something. But it's like, why can't you just tell me like Trump got COVID? That's insane. That is a tweet. That's fine. Don't just put
Right.
insane.
They're playing hard to get, They're like, oh, they're going to go to my profile, they're going to scroll through my past post, and they're not
Maybe
going to
that's
find
what it
anything,
is,
but they're going to
yeah.
see a funny joke I made on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's like the people that are like, I'm so angry right now, and someone's like, what's wrong? And they're like, nothing.
Yeah. I don't want to talk
Leave
about it.
me
It's like,
alone. I
well,
don't
you
wanna
do.
talk about it.
you want to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely you do.
Yeah. And I mean, and I will say the worst offense is this. If I have to see another tweet that says this, fuck off. Fuck off
Oh, God.
with this. Don't say
All right,
this.
like somebody who like quote retweets something and they just say this, or
Yes.
they just don't even. Yeah,
That's the point of the retweet, is you don't have to say this. You just retweet it, and then it's just there, and
Yeah.
you just look at it.
so
we
shame
know
on
it.
them.
We know this. We see this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that is it. That
So-
is of the top offender, and for me,
No, that's a good
It's
one.
bad.
Yeah, and if you could punish them,
Oh, yeah.
go off.
They are now off of Twitter, and now they have to use Parler. So that's not
Okay.
and I don't think it's doing very well right now. I think Parler may be off. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, they had
there's some weird shit going on.
a
with that.
major data breach.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is like I would feel comfortable saying on here that's like may or may not be accurate, but if it is, it's pretty bad.
I had seen, I believe it was upwards of 80 terabytes worth of people's private information, because in order to get like verified on the site, you have to like send your driver's license and stuff like that. So it's just like
no way.
a bunch of people's confidential information and shit
But,
like
like,
that.
weren't,
And
like-
Yeah.
Like politicians, like real
yeah,
public servants on Parler. So you're telling me that like Ted
Yep.
Cruz took a picture of his driver's license and sent it off? Like, is that what happened?
Yeah. Trump is on there too.
I wouldn't doubt it. And apparently also Parler, I think someone said, is built on like WordPress.
I heard that too.
And apparently so is like the fucking State Department website. And it's just like,
Hey, so is our website.
Fuck. Nobody hack thoughtcopspodcast.com, please.
You won't find anything.
Yeah, you won't find. There's
interesting.
nothing useful.
Crazy.
I bet most people didn't even know that that's our website. Thoughtcopspodcast.com.
Yeah. Remember websites? Check
Yeah.
it out. Grant, speaking of that, what's your 2 minutes of hate?
It's funny that you brought that up, Sean, because my 2 minutes of hate this week is exactly the opposite of it.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Which, it's one of those things where it's like, flip a coin, which is worse. And to be honest, I don't know which is worse, because there's probably like a middle ground where it's like you can have conducive conversations about important topics to varying degrees on different platforms, and like just sort of throwing out your direct opinion into a 140 character tweet or whatever the fuck is not always like the most conducive to dialogue. But every once in a while I'll turn on the old Facebook and I'll scroll through, and especially lately I feel like everybody thinks that they're like a writer for Salon. And you go on and you read this like long article, and it essentially boils down to absolutely nothing. Just one of those things that's like, everyone, a lot has happened these past couple weeks. And really, you look at both sides, and just what it boils down to is some things happen that are bad, and other things happen that are good. And some of these people think that the bad is good and that the good is bad.
Holy shit.
But in reality, we need to take these concepts and we need to merge them and create the cohesive sense of what it used to feel like to be an American. Now, when I grew up, we had this unity, and it's just like, shut the fuck up. Just say what you want. Just say you want healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
I would kill for a holy shit.
I guarantee you that post always gets like maybe one like. Like they spent like all day concocting this like essay and no one read it.
You know, I'll be honest, it's worse than that because I'll read some of the comments because I want to know if everybody's as angry as I am. And most of the time it's not true. But I'll read some of the comments and people are like, this is exactly what the world needs right now. Oh. You're speaking truth to power, and I wish that everyone could so eloquently put into practice the words that you're saying on this post. And it's like, you said nothing. You said nothing. You just said we need to get together. That's meaningless.
Yeah.
That's basically you're a politician.
Yeah.
And you're not. So you're not even like boosting your own like career or anything like that. You're just like quoting a Joe Biden speech, more or less. You're just like, we need to bring this country together. Like, yeah, real original thought. Thank you.
There's a lot of like, people in the comments. Like my wife, I feel like she gets, my wife is very funny, honestly. And all the time it was, you should send this to Ellen. Ellen would love this. And my wife's like, Ellen doesn't give a shit. Like, what are they talking about? Like, people always tell, like, oh, you should, the world needs to see this. This is good. It's like, no, I mean, it's funny, but like, this is not where this is going to go. Like, Jesus Christ.
Also, Ellen is not exactly the person you maybe want to go to for work.
Yeah, I'm not sending shit to Ellen. I don't trust her.
A lot of nasty stories coming out about her as a boss.
Yeah. Well, it's okay because she made a video of herself crying, so she's redeemed, I think, now.
Dude, that's Internet Apology 101. Ellen's all about it. She filmed herself crying. Now she's been forgiven.
Yeah.
You should really always have one of those in the barrel at all times. Actually, when I get home, I should record one just in case.
Yeah, you got it. You gotta.
Apparently, according to that logic, Josh Gad has never done anything wrong in his life because if there's about 400 billion videos of Josh Gad crying on the internet.
God, him and Kevin Smith.
I don't even know who the fuck Josh Gad is, but I know that he cries on Twitter all the time.
He's
I don't know why.
I mean, you probably don't watch
Frozen.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen that one, Grant.
No. You missed it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, damn, you didn't see that? Frozen 2, Grant? Frozen 2?
No, not even Frozen 2. No.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess your loss.
Yeah.
Right.
You see, it could bring you to tears like Mr. Gad.
Yeah. What is that? That Kevin Smith does that too? Yeah, he cries over everything. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Something's fucked up, I think. Like, you can be in touch with your emotions, but like crying over like everything is a little much.
And like taking a picture for social media, he's like, I just saw The Mandalorian, and
there's
it's like
nothing grosser than crying to take a picture of it and then post it. That is like,
and then the reason is like,
yeah, that is like the ultimate like douche thing to do. Don't do that.
Right.
So, Grant, are you gonna?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with shedding a few tears, but just embrace the moment.
Does Twitter need to know? I don't know. Anyway, I guess my punishment for this 2 minutes of hate that I've brought up, these long Facebook posts that don't really go anywhere. I think Shawn brought up a good point. Maybe we do send we do send that to Ellen.
Okay,
and Ellen reads it and she's like, "What the fuck is this shit? This is stupid." She just dresses him down. She just screams as if you were an employee of hers. She just gives you the fucking, she throws you through the fucking gauntlet.
Yeah, I heard her DMs are open on Parler. We're going to take a quick break here for a word from our sponsors real quick, so we'll be right back.
We have sponsors now.
Yeah, this is the first time we've had one.
Whoa.
We got paid.
Yeah. Congratulations.
The first segue I've done for that, so I'm not... Well, feeling lucky, Cyberpunk? Boop, 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 boop.
Boy, am I.
Then you should check out Jacked, the new Cyberpunk RPG podcast from a dear friend of the show, Asterios Kokonos.
Sounds good to me. Let's hear that preview.
Let's get jacked.
We're getting jacked.
Wait, is the future?
Cyber connections. Enhancements.
So jacked.
Skeleton circuit.
It is another perfect day in Rombley Tower, the home of CompuGlobe Corporation and the Church of Execution, aka the Church of EXE.
One of us has to keep it together in this stupid city, and it's gonna be me.
That's just a hiccup in the great program.
If you want to get to the fight, we can just get to the fight.
You know, I was thinking about getting to the fight. 4 solos that I can see, armed to the goddamn teeth. Kid, this is not good. When I signed an old school gutter guitar style trio, everyone thought I was crazy. They were like, gutter guitar's dead. And I was like, no, my friends. Nostalgia is alive.
Our father, who art a computer.
If there's stacks of cash, stuff that looks like it's made out of gold, stuff I can just carry real fast as I run towards the helicopter.
Keep your goddamn heads down.
We're getting jacked.
Attitude is everything.
Real time processing power at your fingertips.
Sensation upgrade.
We're getting jacked.
Jacked, a Cyberpunk RPG podcast. Listen now at jackedpodcast.com.
So don't miss out. Listen to Jacked.
Go to jackpodcast.com or wherever quality podcasts are found.
And welcome back, everybody. If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and often quite unusual punishment. So we're talking about, we're getting a little bit political here tonight. We mentioned the name Trump. That's inherently a political thing to do or say.
Don't say his name one more time or else he appears in the room and says the word Kofi.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff. Speaking of scary stuff, everybody knows that Donald Trump had a cameo appearance in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And after the debacle at the Capitol that we were talking about and the suspension of Twitter and the end of Trump's presidency, a lot of folks are not too keen on the guy, and they're saying we should digitally erase him from the movie.
Okay.
And again, it's sort of like another non-solution to a non-problem.
It affects zero material change in the current, client. It affects nothing to anybody, nowhere, nothing. It does nothing.
Right.
This is nothing.
It's
I'm
like,
so angry.
So what's going to happen? Are they just going to cut that scene, or they're going to superimpose somebody else there?
I bet you that it's only on Disney Plus, right? That's where I think they'll just get rid of the movie. It's not worth it, right? Who cares?
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, Disney Plus. I mean, they're infamous for pulling and changing content. So now that I know that, I feel like it's actually potentially more likely to happen for, just for the sake of optics. Not that Disney actually cares, but whatever is probably the safe thing to do.
I mean, Home Alone 2 sucks. That's fine. Let it go. Everyone's like, oh, they ruined this timeless classic. That was the first one. The second one, yeah, okay.
Right.
Don't watch it. It's not good. Or watch it and then deal with that 10-second scene and be done with it. I don't know.
It's not going to kill you. He's there. He's not the president in the movie. It's he's just simply a rich man. You don't have to like him. I don't like him. I'm still gonna. I might see him in the movie and be like, "Hey, there he is," and then move on with my life.
There's that
exactly. Guy. It is also one of those things. I mean, I guess you could, if you wanted to, you could make a broader point that a lot of this censorship towards certain things that have happened in the past sort of obfuscates our vision of what we understand reality as being, and just
it's
because
downright Orwellian.
I'm not going to finish the thought. We can just leave it at that. Honestly, that's perfectly fine. That's smarter than anything I was going to say. So
I did see that someone said that Macaulay Culkin should play that role as his 40-year-old self. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
If you want to go, if you really need to replace him and you want to get weird with it, that's fine by me. But otherwise, just don't watch the movie.
I mean, that definitely would be pretty weird. Like, I do think Macaulay Culkin does some interesting stuff, and as of recent, but like,
he's an interesting guy.
I don't know how they would explain that, but I could see them doing it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's super cool. I mean, I base this off of no information, so keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he's just doing random podcasts and just hanging out. Like he shit.
Right.
I know he's like tight with the Red Letter Media guys.
Yeah.
Which I get him on.
We gotta get on our
Mega64.
podcast. Either this podcast or my podcast. We gotta do it.
Yeah, you guys should do it.
Why not both? That's
yeah.
That's the punishment, I think, for this heinous crime of Donald Trump showing up in Home Alone 2 is Macaulay Culkin. Come on, Mega64 and Thought Cops, please.
Because Macaulay Culkin was actually for this in the article I read.
So replacing him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. Oh, see, then it's gonna happen.
I mean, he's gonna be like, why not me?
Yeah, like I don't know. Macaulay Culkin's not really lighting the entertainment world on fire right now, so might as well. I mean, he'll be in the news again. It's a win-win for
Sleep
him.
Science in the chat brings up a good point. He says both Macaulay Culkin and Haley Joel Osment are funny alt comedy guys now, and that's true. Like Haley Joel Osment was in Silicon Valley, and
he was great in that.
I think Comedy Bang Bang as well. And I think both of them were these child stars who grew up and they're kind of just like working with cool people and doing fun stuff.
That's similar to the one Be Nice to Me Productions video we were in with the guy who was in iCarly.
Oh, that's right.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's Sad
World,
right?
yeah.
I can't remember his first name. I'm so sorry. How embarrassing. Well, not really.
Speaking of embarrassing, let's move on to further topics of the show.
Right.
We talked about this earlier this year, and this is actually a little bit of an update, an addendum, if you will. Taco Bell is bringing back potatoes. They're rebuffing the menu.
Oh.
And they actually put out a little promo video, which we'll watch right now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark King, CEO of Taco Bell. And we have
for everybody watching
today.
or listening,
As you might have guessed,
he's a potato
has to do with
in the ground.
But let's start from the beginning.
With a face and eyes. How about that?
To drive through,
yeah,
which
it's
created longer
really
lines
weird
for our customers and way more demand on our team members.
It kind of looks like a Tim and Eric sketch.
Yeah, it's incredibly lazy.
And unfortunately,
but it's weirdly sincere.
Yeah,
but it's a new year.
It's the eyes.
Possibilities. And you know what?
We're
bringing them back.
He just used an Instagram filter.
Right. As of March 11th,
You're right.
potatoes are officially back at
this is like the annoying orange.
Give us a minute to get them back
Yeah, that's it.
But know that we're working
It's like Banana
hard
Docs.
to make things right.
Oh,
and
God.
if you're still watching this potato speak, I'll let you in on a little secret. This year, we're going big on our vegetarian menu. We're going above and beyond. Anyways,
I hate
that's all
this so
got.
much.
Later, taters.
Okay, well,
that's more than enough of that.
You know what? Hey, I think Joe Biden should do his future press conferences like this guy. Talking potato.
Yeah. I insist, actually.
All right, I listen. So yeah, a lot of people were upset about this.
Right.
Especially, like you said, vegetarians. Taco Bell was among the fast food restaurants one of the more vegan or vegetarian friendly options because they had so many like cheese and potato options to choose from. And then, like he said, they had to limit that down because of COVID, I guess.
Do you believe that, though? That's what he says.
I'm gonna go on a whim here, suspend my disbelief and say maybe that he's right. Maybe the potatoes were infected with the COVID. I don't want that. I just feel
this is my thought. They got so much bad publicity from doing what they did earlier. I just feel like they would have come out the gate being like, yay, we hate to do this to you, but we got to take the potatoes out because COVID, and everyone's like, oh shit, okay.
That darn virus.
Right, and everyone would have been like, this sucks, but all right, I don't get it, but whatever. But now it's like, oh, because of COVID, we did that. It's like, no, I don't know. I feel like you would have said it right away. Now you're like, oh, you hate this? Well, blame COVID, not us. We didn't want to do it, but then we hadn't had a choice. We had no choice.
It practically forced us.
They
forced our
retconned
hand.
the reasoning.
Yeah. It's scummy. Shawn, I know that you and Rocco put out these videos at the end of every year that I look forward to personally. Todd and Aaron,
Yeah.
where they recap the crazy shit that happens every year, which I was looking forward to this one very much to cap off 2020.
Right.
Oh.
And you guys did mention the Taco Bell menu getting nerfed. And do you think that maybe
they saw your video?
yeah, you caused a ripple?
I'm going to say not just maybe, absolutely. Todd and Aaron
Yes.
changed Taco Bell's menu for sure. Put it in writing, put a stamp on it. Yeah. No, I mean,
You heard it here, Taco Bell. I know you're listening.
I know they're listening. They're scared. They're quaking in their boots. Now that I'm on to them too about what they did. No, I think I think everyone was talking about it. Like that was like huge news. Yeah, Todd and Aaron definitely changed this. I'm sticking by it.
I think so. And I've actually got a good punishment here, Grant, unless you look like you got a...
Well, we have to address the elephant in the room, or should I say the potato in the video, which is like, once again, the vast overreach of brand Twitter to try and be like relatable to me.
We're your friends.
You're my friend. The CEO of Taco Bell is a potato. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it.
Yeah,
You're
and
just
then
like
he winks
me.
at the end about the Beyond thing. It's like, oh, God. Ew.
They do that stupid air horn thing, too. It's just...
Listen, Mr. Potato Head, you're nothing like me, okay?
It really is like, how do we get the
too far.
Zoomers? Let's get the Zoomer market. Let's use a cool filter and then wink. Zoomers love winking.
They are... I've noticed that. Kids these days are constantly blinking and winking. I don't know, man. Just crazy.
Crazy
and
shit
I
they're
think
doing.
that actually leads into my punishment here.
Yeah.
I think that the Taco Bell CEO should become a VTuber permanently.
Yeah.
VTubers are so popular now, and I think that he should just, he has to abandon his corporeal form and become a potato with a mouth and eyes. And
you know what? Here, if you're successful as a VTuber, you have to play the whole game. It's the long con. It's Billy Madison going back to school. If you can become successful at it and outcompete all these other VTubers, you get to keep your job as CEO. If not, we redistribute your wealth.
Yeah.
I was going to say you redistribute him into the new menu.
All right.
And like Billy Madison, I demand a song in the middle of your journey. So get to that.
Right.
What do you want to get to next year, Grant?
I would like to get to a moment of silence for everybody in the audience. With a heavy heart and a sad demeanor, I would like to bring up the fact that we talked about this on the show a number of weeks ago. Probably, I don't think it was its own story, but Abby Shapiro.
Oh.
She has large breasts. The internet loves them. I think we talked about how weird and creepy like a lot of these comments people get online are.
Yeah.
So the world all sighed at the same time to find out this photo that was linked on her Instagram page, one of her Instagram stories. She's currently getting breast reduction surgery, and all of the mommy milkers people all collectively commit seppuku finding this out.
Seppuku?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I mean...
I've read the word. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's close enough. And yeah, they probably, if they haven't done it now, they already will. Yeah, I mean, this is a sad day for freaks everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, Abby Shapiro. Shawn, are you familiar with Ben Shapiro at all?
Oh, is that who? I know that guy. I've heard his name.
Yeah, this is his sister. She's like on social media as classically Abby. She's basically like a female form of him.
Oh,
pretty much. Yeah.
She's like all like, oh, we have to embrace traditional values. Go back to this. Go back to that. Why are people today acting like this or that?
Oh, so she's no fun. So you're telling me.
And she's, I guess, more of like a meme amongst people in a way.
It did start off, her journey for me, I think, was one of a tragic character, which is people found out that Ben Shapiro had a sister, and they were like, oh, and she has fucking massive breasts. And it was like, that's kind of like, she's not a public figure, really. Like, it's weird to like point that out and obsess over her, but then I believe due to like that level of notoriety, she started a YouTube channel and she was like, women cover up. Don't vote.
Oh my God.
Don't have a job.
And you know what? I say more power to her. Maybe she's having some spine issues or something like that. So you know what?
Yeah, or like, I mean, yeah, it could be a number of different things.
It could be
and
a
of course,
million
it's
things.
like you're a
her
human
body,
being,
her
you have to
choice.
take care of
Go
your
for it,
Yeah.
Abby. I guess.
Right. That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. Your body, your choice.
You go, girl.
That's a good punishment, actually.
She's empowering everyone.
Your body, your choice is the punishment, I think.
Maybe you may not like to hear that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't claim to fully know her politics, but
I can guess if she's anything like her brother. I can,
Yeah, I mean they're they don't seem all too entirely different, so I don't know.
You know what's also like a fun thing to bring up is Mara Wilson, who played Matilda, is like cousins with Ben Shapiro.
What?
And she's like a weird outspoken leftist, which is hilarious.
What a family.
They like hate each other. Yeah.
Dude, Christmas is real uncomfortable.
For real.
That's weird.
Armie Hammer is in the news this week, Grant.
You mean that baking soda?
That's right. No, the actor.
The toothpaste.
That's right. No, the actor.
The cleaning agent.
The man, the actor.
I legitimately have no idea who Armie Hammer is. I couldn't tell you a single thing he's in.
The Social Network. Have you seen that?
What is he?
He's the twins, isn't he?
Oh, that's right.
He's the twins?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Winklevoss twins?
The Winklevoss twins?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Da Vinci.
That's the only thing I know this guy from, so that's it.
So yeah, he's in the news, and first sort of a bit of a strange story. Long story short, Armie Hammer, my man, just wants to grill. Long story short, might be a cannibal.
What?
Apparently.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so this was almost too weird not to bring up because I guess his ex-wife came out publicly and mentioned like he used to talk about wanting to like grill her ribs and eat them.
What
was he being like weirdly?
I don't know. He the article is like pretty in depth and long, and it's like not just her. They talk about how he wanted to like he liked the sensation of like skin between his teeth.
Ew!
Really weird stuff like that.
This took away because
see the headline here is Armie Hammer's ex Courtney Vachuvovic. Sorry, I probably butchered that. Quote,
whatever.
He wanted to barbecue and eat me.
What?
Yeah. And again, like I said, he just wants to grill. Some men just want to grill.
That's I'm gonna say it's beyond like a fetish thing. That's like crazy serial killer
sociopathic.
Possible cannibalism. I mean, you don't hear much from the community too often. They're very typically a quiet bunch.
I guess it would have to be some sort of like, because you can make a comment like that once and be joking and be like, look at how crazy I am, right? Ha 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 ha. But if it's like a pattern of behavior and like multiple women have been like, yeah, he keeps talking about how he wants to like chop my foot off and like baste it in oil and like eat it. I think it maybe crosses a line.
Has he said anything about this? Does he have a statement?
I think he said, it says in this article, he says, quote, "It's a good meal."
What?
I'm kidding.
I just feel like if all of a sudden like an ex came out and was like, yeah, Shawn, he wants to be a cannibal. Like my reaction would be like, what the fuck? That'd be like so like out of left field.
Seriously, yeah, I would be upset if that happened to me.
Right? But I'd be beyond upset to like, this is like beyond belief. Like, what are you saying? So like, if these like kind of like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. It's like, well, then clearly you do.
There's something going on. And like, people found his private Instagram, which didn't have anything regarding cannibalism on it, but it had a bunch of these weird pictures where he's just like coked out of his mind and like taking pictures of drugs and him on drugs. Like here's one that says, when you realize they don't test for DMT on drug tests. And he just is so strung out and crazy looking.
Huh.
I don't know. I mean,
I think
he might be the Florida man.
He might be.
Bath salts.
I think that maybe he's one of the leftover remnants of like OMG so random culture.
You think so?
You want to
chalk it up to
my
that?
God, I'm gonna eat you. Like, yeah, I think
you think he's like,
I think he's the
I'm going to eat you with my spork of doom.
Yeah, he's the penguin of doom, I think, maybe.
Okay.
Because that's what those photos sort of look like. Is, oh my God, I'm making a weird face. Like, yeah, you're real cool making a weird face. Shut up. I think that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big leap. You know,
it's my professional opinion as a person who's done this podcast for 4 years. I think this is my area of expertise.
I know you've gone on record and say that you do enough episodes of Thought Cops, you can see the Matrix coding.
Yeah.
So there's something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at his movies. This guy's in like the worst movies.
Maybe that's why.
I haven't seen any of this. Besides Social Network, I don't think I've seen anything else. He's known for the Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp. Like, he was like the other guy. He was the Lone Ranger.
Oh, yeah. He was the Lone Ranger.
Wait, didn't people hate that movie?
Yeah. I don't know.
I got a good punishment, though.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, I
was going to say,
have nothing else to add to
if he really wants to squash the rumors, he should say he's going to purely eat the potato items at Taco Bell. He's off meat.
Yeah.
He's vegan now.
Full veggie.
I'm a vegan.
Yeah. I'm on the potato crunch wrap diet.
I only like the beyond human flesh, you know?
Yeah, right. It's not actual ex-wife, it's just fake.
It's
it
fake.
Like
it's synthetic.
Thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, I got nothing else to add to this. I'm in shock. I'm in awe. For this guy whose career I'm incredibly unfamiliar with.
Right. Maybe it's for the best, you know?
Yeah.
If it was someone you loved, that would be a real bummer. If you found out Tom Hanks wanted to eat people, I wouldn't be stoked on that.
Actually, he just had to drop out of a movie role because of this.
Oh,
Armie Hammer did?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he definitely, then it's all true.
I mean, yeah, you could say, no, I didn't, and I'm going to be in the movie still.
unless they fired him. Yeah,
that's
maybe.
like if you ever get fired from a job, like, yeah, no, I'm not, and I'm going to stay here.
If you got fired from a movie because they thought you were a cannibal, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Cancel culture gone too far? Question mark?
They have to be accepting of his lifestyle. It's just alternative, okay?
Right.
Something C in LGBT protected class, blah, 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 whatever the joke is.
That's what I was saying earlier. You know, they're a quiet bunch. You know, you don't always hear about, you know.
The C in LGBT stands for conservative and cannibal. They're both protected classes now.
I think that's fair.
Thanks, PragerU.
Moving on, though, to
These
something...
jokes go way too far all the time. This is just, it's stupid. It's not even funny.
Fuck PragerU. Moving on to something a little more positive, though. Key to the City. We'd like to award the key to Neo Chicago 3 to something nice, something cool, something positive we saw.
Has it been destructed yet? Or are we waiting?
We've been destroyed twice, and now, we're
reborn.
Yeah, exactly. My key to the city this week goes to @BenPaste on Twitter. BenPaste. He's just another comic artist, but he's been doing these comics recently that have been cracking me up called Dudecast. I think you saw me put those
yeah. These are funny.
In the Discord. It just these like 4-panel, like simple Microsoft Paint comics where he draws these like two podcasters, and it's this very like surreal, subversive humor. Like one, they're just talking and the guy pulls out a gun and just reads a book about like having like sex or something after they just, I don't know. But it's just a very like simple, funny format. And he's been putting them out like almost every day. So yeah, my key to the city goes to @BenPaste on Twitter.
Nice.
Shawn, key to the city, something nice you got for us.
Okay, now this is, you know, you're going to say this sounds negative, but it's not. Okay. My key to the city goes to Disney and Disneyland for getting rid of the annual pass. You know, that's something that affects a lot of my close personal friends, but I could never afford that, and now I don't feel so bad. So I feel great.
Yeah, those
that
are
it's
expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's really expensive, and you know, now I don't feel like a loser when all my friends are, you know, busting out their wallets with their annual pass. I'm like, no big deal. You see the people with like the annual pass magnet stickers on their car. I was always jealous of them. But now I'm the same as them now. So even playing field. Thank you, Disney.
I was going to say, the only time I really ever get out to Disneyland is when you guys do game days. I mean, it's a trek for me to get there, but
yeah, that's a journey.
It's a good excuse, I when there is game days, I get together with my group of friends there and have a good time. But yeah,
I love Disneyland.
The annual pass for me personally.
Yeah, but yeah, the annual pass before, I think it was like $1,500, $1,600. So
that's
I'm not doing
incredibly insane.
Yeah.
Cashew in the chat says, I can't believe you'd be so insensitive to Rocco like that.
Now, that's true. Rocco does, Rocco's fine. He'll find a way to get in.
Yeah, because I know he is a Disneyland fiend. He's there quite often.
Him and Kevin. And honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys for a second. I'm the one who got him into Disneyland. It was me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
I had the annual pass before anyone else did. It was... When I got it, it was in 2005. It was $130 for the year.
That's a good deal.
Jesus Christ. That's got to be what, per day at this
yeah,
point?
Pretty much.
Or more?
Essentially, it really is. Like at the time, it was like I think you go 3 times, you more than paid for it. So it's worth it, whatever.
Right.
And now for the day, it is like $130 to get in. But yeah, I was the one who did it. And by the end of the run of it, I think everyone I know had an annual pass because it was so cheap, and we're only an hour and a half from Disneyland, so
right,
it was great. It was great.
But you think it's a good move they got rid of that?
Yeah, they'll probably bring it back. Honestly,
I'd say probably. Yeah.
When the vaccine comes out, get your shot, buy a pass for $3,000. Come on in.
I think
right.
Like they're probably gonna, right now, every time they raise the price of the annual pass, it's like a news story. But now when they bring it back, they can charge whatever they want. People be so happy that it's back, they don't care anymore. So they'll bring it back eventually. But right now, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, and it keeps people staying at home too, which is probably Disneyland closed, but Disney World is open.
Disneyland has been closed since March.
Yeah, okay,
which is crazy.
Yeah. And again, I was around the time I came out to visit your studio back in March, I was actually at Disneyland with my girlfriend, like the day before it closed.
Wow.
And it was just
shit.
It was like, it's crazy to even think that was like mid-March. It was packed. And on the speakers, the park will be closed tomorrow indefinitely. Please, yada, yada, yada. If you have to make arrangements, everything else. And it was just the last day they were open.
That's a cool day to go. I mean, probably scary at the moment, but we didn't know what was going on, so it wasn't that scary.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it was, that was like such a fucking weird week.
Yeah.
Shit.
Speaking of something positive,
now
Fran,
I'm having an existential crisis thinking back to that time.
Bring us back up. You brought us down at the beginning. We're coming to the end. Bring us up.
Yeah, I don't know if that, I don't think I'm the right person for the job, but
you can
God,
do it.
I do remember I think it was March 17th. I think it was St. Patrick's Day that happened. And either the day of or the day before, going home from work, feeling like it was the day before summer vacation and just being but I don't know if I'm ever going back to school / work is the metaphor. But
I picked up my kids from school and I remember talking to this mom, I guess I'll see you in a month. I don't know.
Right.
And I haven't seen her since,
That was the same thing. People at my work were yeah, it'll be over by maybe April, June. I'll be allowing people back, and it's just oh boy.
Yeah, and I mean,
did any of us know what we were in for?
It's this does suck, but I wouldn't give any amount of money to return to March or April.
No,
right?
Because that you couldn't get a mask anywhere, you couldn't get toilet paper or soap. That was bad.
It was bad, and it was the most scary. I bought batteries and lanterns in case the power went out because I didn't know what was going to happen. That was the worst.
I mean, even still, there's all kinds of fucking
right. It's still bad, but there's part of the addictive nature of the depression in my brain that's sort of yeah, you want to go back to that time. Do you remember how sad you were at those first couple months? You want to feel that again. And I'm no, I don't want to feel that again. That was terrible. And it's yeah, but wasn't that comforting? You just drink all day long, go to sleep at 9 a.m., wake up, whatever time. It doesn't matter. It felt good, didn't it? And I'm no, it felt terrible. I felt aimless. but it was a good aimless.
And I think like a lot, I hate to call it like a new normal because it isn't,
Right.
but I think it's definitely been a lot easier to acclimate to everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this to be permanent, but I feel like
Right.
way more confident handling it now.
Yeah,
than I did
there's
then.
a little more control over this
Yeah, and like
situation.
we know what it is now. Before I had no idea what was coming, Like I know it's like
Right.
I don't know. It was a rough time. I do know though. I kept saying like I just want to know when it's going to be over. Like I did like just whatever the day is, let me know, and then I'll be fine.
That's
and
the
now
worst
I'm
part,
thinking
not
back
having
like,
that.
Yeah.
oh, that I did not want to know. Like if I would have found out that I'd still be in my garage in January, I'd freak the fuck out. So maybe it's for the best I did not know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best they didn't tell us,
Yeah, maybe.
whoever they are.
Right.
The they.
Anyway, my key to the city this week. Sure he might have paid us to say this, but this is a genuine key to the city. Goes to Jacked, a cyberpunk podcast. I listened to the first episode of it. It's really good. I know Asterios paid us for the ad and whatnot, but like I enjoyed.
This is a freebie then.
This is a freebie.
Okay.
Like we still got the money. It's still in our pocket, but it's enjoy. I mean, I like anything Asterios does.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And this, I think, especially when he can sort of focus his energy, there were times like I don't really listen to those type of like tabletop RPG podcasts and stuff like that. I've checked a couple out. I know like Brandon has desks and day jobs and stuff like that. I was listening to it and it was like Asterios is such a fucking good like voice actor. I was getting like chills during this one like section where his character was fucking like threatening this entire mega corporation and he jumped into a helicopter and like flew off into the sun, and I was like, oh shit, this is like really good. So
yeah, I'm definitely like going to start that up soon.
And I have a soft spot in my heart for the entire cyberpunk genre, so it's a well done program.
Yeah, it's only a few episodes so far, so people can catch up.
He released the first one, I think, for free for anybody in the feed or whatever, and everything else is on patreon.com/Asterios, where you can find all Asterios based content. So
check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
I don't know if you wanted to do this one since you mentioned it before.
Yeah, let's do that. Moving on to Thought Cop's Word of the Week. This week's Word of the Week is Orwellian.
Now, Kevin, what does Orwellian mean? Do you want to do the real definition or the fake made-up definition?
It's when you name a podcast after something from one of George Orwell's books.
Right.
And then, but you're like, oh no, we're not like, we're doing tongue-in-cheek. We're not,
Right. It's a satire of a satire. Get it right.
Yeah, but people on Twitter recently, with all these suspensions and bannings and everything happening across the board, people have been using the phrase, this is downright Orwellian.
And I'll say the fact that people keep overusing that word is straight up Kafkaesque. Another misused and abused phrase.
Yeah, it's I feel like who directed 2020? David Lynch, because it was downright Lynchian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep using that word though, and I purposely avoided 1984 in high school. Don't make me read this book. Stop using this as a thing because I don't want to have to read it. Like 1984 is referenced so often. It's like, oh, I really don't want to read books. So
yeah,
stop
it's
using
so
this.
hacky. And
the whole messaging has been so watered down that like I don't think anybody really sort of understands or appreciates the entire purpose of the book.
Yeah,
it's just like when the government does something.
Right.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Nowadays, kids hear 1984 and they're thinking of the latest Wonder Woman film.
Oh, so terrible.
I hear is quite bad.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it? Oh,
no,
man.
I will not see it.
Avoided it like the plague. Like one of the plagues.
Nothing happens. It's the weirdest movie where like you're like an hour and a half in, you're like, what's happened? It's like you haven't missed a thing. Nothing's happened.
Why is DC so bad at movies? Why are they so bad at movies? How are they so bad at movies?
And it's like the MCU, you can, I don't think it's horrible, and I understand like people ripping on it, but like at least it's like
watchable.
It's watchable and like fun enough compared to like DC.
Right. It's popular and it's culturally ubiquitous, so it's an easy punching bag for a lot of people. But it's not unbearable. All of these things are so fucking unbearable.
We've had like 17 Jokers in the last like 20 years.
Ugh.
Get it together.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nightmare over there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. You know what? One day, maybe they'll do a good one. We'll see.
Well, the first Wonder Woman, I don't know if you saw that one.
I heard that was watchable.
It's a movie. Yeah, it's fine. It's really
It's a
fine.
movie.
It's a movie.
There's
You
a
could watch
plot.
it. No, it's fine. And this one was like, I don't know how this got made. When it's like, yeah, well, I'll make a movie. What's it about? Wonder Woman. Okay, when does it take place? 1984. We're not going to use any reference to the 80s or any 80s music or anything fun. Just be Wonder Woman, and there's going to be some wishes. That's the movie.
That's so weird because so much of like 80s nostalgia like type content is so in vogue right now. Like
Right.
everything's like Stranger Things this, Ready Player One that. Like how could you not make mention of the 80s?
Didn't touch any of it except there's one scene where he wears a fanny pack. That's as far as it goes.
I would expect like a fight scene with like Eurythmics playing. Like,
Yes.
Sweet Dreams or something, but not even that.
Nothing that would have been fun is in this movie.
Some Blue Monday, maybe?
Jesus. Not even.
Come on.
Give me some Blue Monday. Nope. I guess Rocco did point out to me, though, that there is an arcade cabinet in the background somewhere, but then it later came out that arcade cabinet was made in 87, so that doesn't even make sense.
Oh my
God.
They could even fucking... That's so upsetting. I won't see the movie. I don't care about the movie, but that alone is like... Yeah, this is what people with big budgets do. It's
what I'm gonna torrent this movie and I'm just gonna drag it into the recycle bin.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But moving along, though, before we get to our final segment of the show, which is our listener voicemails, plug time. Shawn, go ahead and plug everything you got. Any projects, personal stuff, social media.
I will say, and this is rare for us because Mega64, we never really talk about our upcoming projects, but tomorrow I'm filming more stuff because we're doing the end of Evangelion Sweded in 5 minutes.
Cool.
And
I'm excited for that. That's like one of my all-time
We filmed
favorite
most
movies.
of it in tandem with each other. And we just got a couple more little shots to get before it comes out later this year. So that's exciting. So follow us on Mega64 on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram. And then if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Shawn Chatfield because someone stole Shawn Chatfield and posted hilarious tweets about it, pretending to be me. And then on Instagram, I'm Shawn Chatfield. And it's just pictures of Ava costumes and my kids. So if you're interested in that, that's the place to go.
Check it out. And again, like I want to highlight, watch that video. If you have seen Evangelion, or even if you haven't, it's an amazing video. Check it out.
And I will also say that we just released a behind the scenes video of that video. And I think I'm more proud of that because it really shows you like how every shot we had to come up with like a weird way to get it accomplished. Because in the premise of this video is that we don't use any computer effects at all. It has to be all in camera or like live props. So it's kind of cool how we figured out how to do it.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. And again, like kind of like the fights and constraints you guys had with COVID.
Yeah.
Having to maneuver that. And there's also some very funny, candid moments with dear friend of the show, Garrett Hunter. So check that out.
Yeah, you see Garrett very mad. And it's not a bit. And it's it's scary stuff for me.
Yeah, check it out, everybody. I give it my highest recommendation. But moving along, though, to those listener voicemails, give us a call, 312-788-7361. Or you can send an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Hit it. I love this new theme.
It's good. I hope it's
This is the
royalty-free.
Discord news for this week, bringing you all the news worth reporting from the virtual streets of Neo Chicago. The server underwent restructuring this week by Swig, the editor. We aren't sure if these changes were necessary and remain critical of the choice to section off some of the lesser used channels.
In what can only be described as the best idea he's ever had,
He was bored.
Zwick has created a channel for the Discord news segment. Be sure to leave your unqualified criticism and dumb suggestions in there.
Starlit Alpha posted a screenshot and hashtag outrage in which a very obviously crazy person used an X to censor the letter A in the word German, reasoning that it is gendered language. As a German, this made me visibly and audibly cringe and feel like I just had a stroke.
In hashtag visual media, New Year, New Law Obeyer tried to set up Sleep Science 2021 for a middle school level gay joke, only to get got by his very own setup. He took the loss like a man and posted GG Sleep. We here at Discord News are researching into what Gamergate has to do with gay jokes, and we will follow up on this lead.
Very good.
In hashtag Game Americans, people discuss different ways of leveling up the playable character in Yakuza Kiwami 2. After the discussion died down a little bit, IO Netrunner showed up and asked if they were done so that he could post a link and start a new topic. Right after he posted the link, one of the people involved in a conversation about Yakuza continued to talk about the game, presumably just to mess with our Netrunner.
History was made today as Starlit Alpha unblocked Young Guacamole thanks to the diplomatic skills of Gendy Belts and Realtree. The piece is tenuous, though, as Starlit says he will reblock Young Guacamole should he ever reply to any of his text again with, "Okay, our word."
Movie Bob, as a metaphorical giant baby, got so caught up in the cashew is Canadian running joke that he completely missed that cashew is in fact a grill.
Oh, also, Kevin stopped by to post, let's see here, do a quick search from Ultra Kevin. Some Fire Bros stuff I don't care about because they didn't pick any of my options.
Oh my god.
The Kevin Peng one from some TV show.
That's what we do, yeah.
And that's it.
Nico with a C requested a review of Bear Bell's protein bars, tried whether toffee, banana, and brownie core variations. The Discord News review of Bear Bell's protein bars is, they are very good.
This week's Discord News has been presented to you by Young Guacamole and IO Netrunner 2077.
Kevin, you're right. This is schizophrenic sounding.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what this is like for somebody who's not at all familiar with Discord.
I mean, I know every week we have people come, like we have guests on the show, and they're just like, "Oh, that was interesting."
It's just like all the usernames and like the weird references to things that only happen here. Like the very good joke, like no one's gonna understand that except for us.
I just want to go on record here and say I work a full-time job outside of doing the podcast and everything else. So if I'm not posting enough in the Discord for you, I'm sorry.
Hey, what's up, Doc Cops? This is KT Shane from the Discord.
Hey.
Super excited that you have Shawn Chatfield on this week. He's great. We love Shawn. About 10 years ago, he made a video called The Soda Savior on his personal channel that I still watch to this day and introduce new people to all the time. It just cracks me up. Shawn, I had a question for you. You talk about Yosemite a lot. I've been there twice. It's one of my favorite national parks. And I just wanted to know, what's your favorite thing to do when you're in Yosemite? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks
You're
for the
welcome.
voicemail.
All right. Yeah. Well, Yosemite, great. Always happy to talk about Yosemite. Yeah. Well, my favorite thing to do, honestly, like, I always try to go off the trail, which you're not supposed to do. But like, I like to like walk around. Like, there's a place called Happy Isles that the trail ends, but then it's like this huge river, and so we always like. This is not the smartest thing, but we go into like the middle of the river and like, jump to rock, like over white water.
Okay.
And just try to see how far we can get.
Yeah, that's fun.
It is fun, very unsafe, but it's a super good time. So I would, highly recommend it.
Is the park still open during?
Don't be unsafe.
Yeah. Are they still letting people in there with the quarantine and everything?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are they still letting people into the park?
Yeah, I believe so. I think my dad went recently, actually.
Yeah, I figured that had to like still be open to some capacity because it's like it's not crowded. You're outside. Outdoors.
Yeah. You have to have a reservation, but yeah, you can go if you have a reservation. And I heard it's empty, so it's like the best time to go if you can get in.
I'm calling to give my key to the city to Miss Abigail Shapiro.
I knew this was
for
coming.
Getting a breast reduction. Congrats, sis. Welcome to the club. it's also like a key to the city to her because I'm already seeing a lot of men being very upset that she's nursing her big mommy Jewish milkers, which is always great. Good for you.
That was one of the first, I think, positive. I think that's the first time she's ever left a positive voicemail.
I think you're right.
With some negative tonality behind it, but nonetheless.
But yeah, she's in solidarity with Abby, you know. So, Abby, you're leading the way.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, I wanted to ask Shawn if there are any old podcast clips that he's afraid of his kids seeing it someday. And if there is there a specific one that he is especially worried about?
I feel like you always get this question a lot, Shawn, about like the videos and the podcast and everything.
Yeah. You know, I think that there are, I mean, not really. My kids know what I do, and they, for the most part, are, you know, I guess there are some jokes I've probably made in the past that I wouldn't be stoked if they heard, but I'd also be like, yeah, you know, I was, you know, 18 trying to be funny. So I clearly wasn't, but you know, it's not like I'm like mortified if they've heard the podcast that I've done and they've seen the videos. I don't know. They get it.
I mean, like you said, you guys are not going out to the suicide forest and filming anything like that.
Right.
So
Nothing
I think,
too heinous. It's just, you know, I'm trying to be stupid and confuse people, really. So,
right.
But like, you know, he mentioned like specifically like the podcast where, you know, there's times I think about even like the hundreds of hours we've recorded of this show where I'm like, I wonder how much of that could be taken out of context by whoever
and a lot
at any
of it.
time.
And like, you know, a lot of times you tell a joke or maybe you're being facetious or whatever, and like, but isolated, it sounds terrible, you know? So, you know, I mean, you could take anything that I've said in this podcast, I'm sure, and like find something that's fucked up about it, you know, but
and we will,
just, you know, just try to entertain and be funny. And a lot of times, like, you know, I started doing the podcast when I was 18 and, you know, I'm 36 now. Is that right? Jesus, that can't be right. But, you know, it's just like,
we'll check your wiki.
Yeah, it's something like that. But you know, it's just like, yeah, you're going to tell some shitty jokes in that time. That's going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, that's like, I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, people are going to make mistakes, say the wrong thing here and
so
there.
Much
and
content out there.
Everything is like immortalized to some extent, you know, but,
and like, honestly, like, you know, things I found funny then, I don't find funny now. And if my humor didn't change at all in that time, then like, yeah, go ahead and like, you know, that would suck. But whereas like, you know, I've evolved, I've changed how I think, you know, and how I talk, you know, that's, you got to learn as you go on.
True. Very true. Moving along though, actually, I wanted to read an email that somebody wrote us. That's something people could do, by the way. If you don't want to give us a call and have your voice on the show, you can write an email and we'll read it off. So this comes from Niru. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. He asks, I'm a big Mega64 PPS fan, which is the poorly played stream that our friend Garrett does. And I've enjoyed Garrett's appearances and promotion on the Thought Cop's past podcasts. He says, Shawn, one, this is a tiered question, so bear with me for a sec. He says, Shawn, number one, what are your 3 pros and 3 cons about working in Mega64? So I guess we'll start off with that real quick. You can be as vague or...
It has to be exactly 3 for both.
Or I guess a pro. I'm working with my friends every day. I make my own hours and unlimited free merch that I want. You know, if I see a shirt or like, you know, I decided that one day I wanted to buy joggers, and so I made joggers so I could have joggers. You know, so that's
is that the motivation behind some of the merch? Like, hey, I would love to have a new pair of sweatpants. How about a cool
100%? We made sunglasses because I kept losing my sunglasses, and it's like I'm just gonna make these sunglasses so I can just have an unlimited supply. So
good idea.
That's smart. Yeah.
And then 3 cons about working Mega64. Okay. We released a video where we there was a Blade 2 review. And it's like the most like we did a series called Flame War Theater, and we just read exactly what was said for this review, and it's the most fucked up thing you could possibly imagine. Things that like you would never in a million years dream up yourself. And we said it line for line, and that was the same day that my daughter's kindergarten teacher looked at Mega64 for the first time and watched that video. That's a huge con. of like people that you don't really want to know what you do finding out and then watching it. That sucks.
Right.
How did you find out about that real quick?
Well, she the next day was like, oh, I finally looked into what you do. And I was like, oh, you did? She's like, yeah, we watched this newest video where it was in a theater and the guy was wearing a wig and it was like, oh shit. Like not of all videos, not that one.
Oh man. I mean, that even happens like once in a while here on the show where it's like somebody's like, oh yeah, I checked out that podcast you do. And it's like, you know, you had on, I don't know, like
you had on Ken Bone. Isn't that guy bad?
Yeah, I've actually gotten that a few times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, man. First of all, I don't care, and neither should you.
Right. That's a good pitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a negative. I guess people not thinking I have a real job is annoying, as I do work really hard. And it's just, you just hang out with your friends all day. It's like, I swear to God, we have like meetings daily. But okay.
And you got to work hard to get to that position, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another con. You know, I guess there are days where it's like trying to write and be creative when you have to be is tough sometimes. Where it's like this company needs this video, or like we need to have this video out by now, and like we have to think of an idea, and we just sit there in silence for hours trying to figure something out.
Right.
And there's no like room to like not make a video. It's like, you know, there's times like let's just sit, but no. We'll sit on it. We'll think about it tomorrow. But there's days where it's like, we know we need a pitch today. So what do we got? And it's like, oh, shit. So there's another con.
Okay. The second part of this, the final part, he says, can you give the fans 3 things you're currently obsessed with, i.e. working on Mega64 stuff, sports, Olympics, or serial podcasts?
Okay. Well, I mean, this is going to be, I'm sure you guys are not going to care, but the San Diego Padres are pretty exciting right now. Baseball's not even happening, but we have we have a lot of big things coming our way. So I'm very excited about that. What else am I obsessed with?
This guy's forcing out
listening to a lot of Howard Stern lately.
Howard Stern?
Howard Stern is great. And then they have this special, they have a lot of special, like history of Howard Stern specials that I've been listening to a lot to kind of get my mind off the news for a little bit.
I do love, are you a fan of Private Parts?
Love Private Parts, yes.
That might be one of my favorite movies. We should maybe review that. Have you seen it, Kevin?
I've not.
That might be good to review.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's great, and it really has no business being as good as it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about it.
Like, it stars like the people on the Howard Stern show. How good could this be? And when it's over, like, that was like almost like a touching movie. It really shouldn't be, but it is.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the last thing I'm obsessed with, God, I don't know. I feel like I've been so busy. You know, Red Dead Redemption 2. I started playing that again.
Okay, nice. Did you pick that up recently?
Yeah, actually, we had a COVID scare at the office, and I moved my stuff out to the garage because I didn't want to infect my family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just sitting here not knowing what to do. And so I put in Red Dead and started playing that. So that was nice.
And like that's, you know, one positive thing I'll add to that too is like as far as the quarantine goes, like I've like gone through such a massive backlog of my like gaming library that like stuff I've been meaning to play, stuff that's been sitting around for a while. And like it's depressing not seeing my friends and family, but you know, I'm playing
toys.
I'm playing all the Yakuza games. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. See, there you go. You always find the silver lining somewhere.
Exactly. You gotta look for it though.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well.
Hey.
We are doing well. Thank you.
So, my 2 minutes of hate is Microsoft spell check. And the reason why is because when I try to like combine 2 nouns, for example, reference system, in English you would just write reference and system, and it would be correct. But in German, you either have to write it as one long word or with a hyphen in between. And because nouns in German are capitalized, you have to capitalize them. But every time I do something like that, either way, Word tells me that it's wrong, but it's not wrong. Word is wrong. And it fucking drives me insane because I would either have to click ignore on every single one of these words and they add up, or I just have red underlines in my entire document and it triggers the little bit of autism that I have.
Little bit.
God damn it. And Spin the wheel. I'm too lazy to come up with anything.
All right, sure.
You do it.
Real quick, I do have a couple of questions here because
have a great week.
Number one, obviously he lives in Germany,
right?
But
what gave that away?
His Microsoft Word is adhering to English
standards
only. Like, there's got to be a setting for that where it's like if you live in Germany, you're using Microsoft Word, and it's like knocking you for doing what you're supposed to do. It doesn't really make any sense. Number two, there is an option to go through and do a whole spell check of everything. You can just go through and you're not going to have the little.
I'm assuming he's too lazy to do that.
Or he didn't know. That's what the show's for, isn't it?
Well, nonetheless, he said spin the wheel. We haven't spun the wheel in a while, so I'm going to spin the wheel.
Sean, we have a wheel here. Actually, this is inspired by Garrett's PPS wheel. We got a wheel here in the show, so when we can't think of a punishment for something, we spin the wheel and see what happens. So without further ado, here we are. Potpourri. Every word is capitalized or something. I don't know.
Microsoft Word turns into Jaden Smith's Twitter.
Yeah. So is that something he was famous for?
He capitalizes every single word.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess he can.
But just the first letter of every single word. Yeah.
Yeah. He's he might be in the category of child stars who just do cool stuff, like Macaulay Culkin and Haley Joel Osment, because he's I'm just going to make an anime. And I'm going to star in it, and then they just make it for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Thought Flops, it's your boy Brandon.
Hey.
I've been a little lazy with the voicemails lately. I do apologize.
Okay.
I do have a work ethic I'd like to keep up. So I'm going to retroactively ask our last guests a few questions, even though they're not here. Sorry about that, Sean. Do you like Mega64 a lot? You could answer in the capacity since I'm calling now.
Okay. Well.
Hey, Jack Allison, I just want to know what you think about Classical Abby. Ben Shapiro's big-titted sister getting breast reduction.
Jesus.
Just how you feel about that, how it's kind of changed the game
Jack
online.
Okay.
And then also for Tristan Smith, now that we know about Liam Neeson's peeing habit, do you think there's any famous celebrities that have a pooping habit, just constantly shitting themselves? I mean, we've had a lot of celebrities. There has to be one now. So Sean, if you could just answer that for them, maybe in their voice. You don't need to do that for Tristan. That would be a little problematic, but you can if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
Great.
Anyways.
There it is.
Thank you.
He always leaves his voicemails in the bathroom.
His calling card.
Yeah. Okay, it sounds like Brandon is...
Good work, boys.
Oh, thank you. It sounds like he's been catching up on some of the recent episodes.
Thanks for listening.
And Sean, you don't have to do everybody else's work. I'm going to say that right now. I appreciate the jokes there, Brandon, but if you want to know the answers to all those things, you can just go back and listen to the old episodes.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Just read their Twitter accounts.
I'm off the hook.
Well, that about does it for listener voicemails. If you want to go ahead and leave your own, give us a call, 312-788-7361. Or you can shoot us a voicemail audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com.
Or just type out an email.
Let us know how we're doing. And if you want to support the show, throw us a few bucks over at patreon.com/thoughtcops. You'll get all kinds of extra content and goodies, and you can come hang out in the live chat here like everybody else tonight. Sean, thanks so much for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thank you guys very much for having me. It was a pleasure. And happy to be here.
Excellent. Stay safe, Sean. Stay safe, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this week's show up with a song sent in by Slime to Garbage Man. It's in the style of Wesley Willis because of a TikTok video I made about Wesley Willis. So make sure to check him out, Slime to Garbage Man, wherever good music is sold. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and let that song play us out. See you, Space Cop.
Doc Cops is a radio show on a computer. The Doc Cops names are Kevin and Grant. They are not like the normal cops that are mean and call me a bum. Every time I hear the Doc Cops, I have a joyride. Doc Cops. Doc Cops. Doc Cops. Doc Cops. The Doc Cops are really funny guys and comedians. The Doc Cops like to play Buck Fables. The Dark Cops are radio superstars. They can really rock it like a magicist. Rock over London, rock home, New York, Chicago. Dark Cops, somebody's gotta do it.